Hey everyone, it is your suburban garden permaculture style guy, and we are going to do something about the spaghetti squash. The spaghetti squash, in this garden at least, are gonna die. I found the vine borer on it. It obviously doesn't look great, and as a matter of fact, as we were filming, I just spotted our nemesis in Texas is the leaf-footed stink bug. That would be that booty dude right there. Yeah, did I get him? Probably didn't. I zigged when I should have zagged. Anyway, so the vine's gonna die. So we're gonna go ahead and pull off the few spaghetti squash that are on it, and we can see what we've done so far for the year with spaghetti squash. I brought out the other ones we've already harvested. Here's why I know it's dead. Besides, it just looks pitiful, and you can tell it does. Do you see this sawdust-looking stuff on the ground? That's frost. That's poop from the vine borer. There's another patch of it. See it right over there? Some more. And there's another pile down there by the big main trunk. Those are vine borer poops. So the vine borers are in there, and I already knew. I mean, it just happens. I'd rather them hit the spaghetti squash, which is already produced, than try to hit these smaller cantaloupe and watermelon vines, which still have fruit on them. So we're gonna harvest. Oh, and it's kind of sad because it just put out that fresh fruit. That's not very old. I can see a little yellowing on it. I'm gonna leave the vine in place. I'm just gonna harvest these off and see if that'll ripen, because if I take off the load of these other fruit, maybe it'll ripen better. So anyway, let's do a harvest and see what we got. And I'm gonna leave as much stem on there as possible. Leaving the stem gives it something to absorb while it's curing, and makes all this dry and stiff, and supposedly makes it store longer. So we'll take care to do that, right? Ooh. Ugly vine. There we go. Ow! Stupid thing's got spikes. Alright. Wow, that one was a funny looking one. Kind of a small one, but it's hard, as it was supposed to be. There's not much more that one's ever gonna do. It's one of the earliest ones too. One of those weird growths like these other ones are covered in. Let's go see and try not to disturb the good watermelon or cantaloupe. That guy still looking good. Let's come out here and get this one off. Go ahead and put that right there. Ooh. Yeah, that one's got some interesting character to it right there. So let's try to take that off with the stem. Boop. Alright, hold on, I'm gonna dig it out. You're gonna shake a little. Oh, wow. That is hard as a rock. And I understand that's the way you want them. Sounds solid, right? Okay. We'll see what they do. Those been on these vines literally for like a month or two, at least. I mean, they're the oldest ones. All right, let's see. I just don't know what to think about all this. There we go. Hold on, I'm gonna spin you around. Yikes, those spines are on that stem. And the other ugly bumpy. Well, again, hard as a rock, guys are supposedly supposed to be. Boom, boom. So, I'm going to leave that. It's right there at the growing tip. The water stress, as you can see, it's going through is, again, because the vine itself is being hollowed out and its ability to transport water is being reduced. The roots are fine, probably. It's just they can't supply the plant, so it's going to dry up. I'm definitely going to make sure and get that chunk all the way out of there after I decide how long I'm going to let this sit, maybe a day or two, see if it helps it grow easier for a little bit. There's that leaf-footed bug. I see him again on that stem. But anyway, to show you as an example that we've done decently, we've only planted 2 spaghetti squash vines in here in the midst of all of this. Like, we planted a heck of a lot more watermelon, and we're not getting nowhere near the same results on the watermelon, right? But the spaghetti squashes, I think I took 11 out of this patch off of 2 vines. And we'll take these guys and I'll show you the ones we've already harvested, because they've just been sitting on the counter for a while. We're about to try to grill some this weekend, get them soft, see how it works, especially with these weird shapes. So let me take you over there, and I'm going to pause so you don't shake all around. Okay, so we're back at the main, under the canopy, the patio. Let me set these guys down, the ones I just picked. Some bumpy, ugly looking dudes. And this one here, and then this is stuff we had already picked off. Was this a little early? I don't know. Got something dirty on it from underneath or something. I just brought this out to show y'all. But, I don't know. That doesn't look ripe enough. That one's a little closer, right? And that one looked really good, but decent amount, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. There's 10 right here. I fed 2 smaller ones that had getting soft, like this one's getting soft. It's kind of spongy. I don't know if you can see my thumb going into it. Nothing goes to waste. This is a chunk of food. I gave one of these split in half to the chickens, and they worked on that and worked on that and worked on that, and they loved it. So we're gonna cook some of this. Some of this is free chicken food. And anything that puts food in a chicken that I don't have to pay for from a store, right? That's good. That turns it into eggs for me. So that's not too bad. Now the thing is, we still have those other spaghetti squash growing in that box over there in the trees that has 3, 4, 5, 5, including the biggest ones ever. This is nothing on the ones over there. I mean, this is puny. This is like a baby. The ones over there are the sizes of 2-liter bottles. I mean, it's bigger than that. Huge thing. So didn't do too bad on that. All right, spaghetti squash. Is it good to grow? I don't know. The whole point for us was, will it store? And that was what I wanted, was it to store, you know, on the shelf, if you will, so we don't have to do anything special. I don't think 100% did it all right, but it's a learning experience. And we produced something for those 2 seeds, that those 2 vines, all that came off of 2 seeds. So, yeah, not too unsatisfied with that, I guess. All right, you guys have a great one.